Hi gang, welcome to Mobile Fitness and Pilates. My name is Fiona, I go by Fee. I run a satellite program out of St. Albert, Alberta, Canada for Pilates Academy International, which is out of New York City. We do all the training on chair, reformer, correctors, spine correctors, barrels, Cadillac, silks, and mat. So if you're ever looking at getting certified, give me a shout and we can get you started. Today we're going to play with a little chair. It's going to be probably intermediate advanced. Once I start flowing, I kind of never know where it's going to go. But we'll play for about 45 minutes to an hour on a few chair movements. For those of you who've been reaching out asking where all of my videos have gone, my YouTube was hacked over Christmas. And so I lost about 350 videos, sadly. And so now I'm slowly rebuilding. I also lost my entire subscriber list. So we're just slowly building again, and I hadn't had a chair one on there since I have been hacked, so chair it is. For the chair today, we've got on the back side, I've got two blacks and two whites. The blacks would be equivalent to a red or a very heavy. The whites would be considered to whatever you've got as a lighter spring, which could be a yellow or a blue. So that's sort of what I'm playing with. I have a cactus on the back that goes from 1 at the bottom to 4 at the top. 1, if I say it's on a 1, that's indicating a lighter load, less support. 4 is more support as you move through. Just gives you an idea how this chair works. And again, everybody's chair is slightly different, so you'll have to play with that and get a feel for what works for you. But on that note, let's start ourselves in parallel sits bones. I'm just going to put my fingertips on top of the handle. Think of drawing from pubic bone, belly button to rib cage. Everything's drawn up and in gently. Don't death grip it. And I'm just starting a rocking back and forth, a little no on the neckline. Inhale nose, exhale mouth, finding my connection and my foundation to the ground. One more little rock there. Excuse me. And then starting neutral, if you're a little tight, back or on up, reach through the arms, come around into standing cat stretch, find your pedal, and we're just going to push it down in 3. Exhale down, round that spine, exhale down, inhale to the top of the pedal. Exhale down, exhale down, inhale tall. So you're wanting to keep those legs straight. If you can get a little deeper, you can bend at the elbow joint to go deeper. Exhale down, round your spine, exhale down, inhale up, bend the knees, let your arms sweep off. Give me a little extension through thoracic. Exhale, hands down, center heart. Hinge at your hips, place your hands on your pedal. Exhale down, stay hinged, exhale down. Inhale, use your back extensors and hammies to pull up. Exhale down, inhale up. So cat stretch in our flat back variation. And up one more time, exhale down, exhale down. On this one, tuck the head in, fold down as deep as your body will go. Take a nice big breath, bend the knees quite deep, articulate the spine, the hands slowly come off. Give me a big inhale up, hands down, center heart, roll those shoulders, grab hold of your handles. I'm going to step on. If you have a short bottom plate, you won't need to. I'm going to relevate up, hold my handles, lift my heart, give a little extension, and then I'm going to go a little lazy back here. So I'm not worrying about pulling those abs in quite as tight, and I'm just kind of getting some wiggle into extension and lateral flexion from left to right. Bring it back to center, pulling back, lowering the heels, and let's go again. Rise it up, shoulders shift down, lift the heart. This time keep your shoulders still, and just give me a look to the left, and then a gentle look to the right. Bring it back to center, pull forward, slowly lower the heels, and step yourself back away from your chair. So again, take your arms, reach them up, come around the corner, find your foot pedal. Now if this is difficult, find your top pedal or your chair, and then bend the knees and sneak your shoulders into your back pockets. So I'm just going to go for a little squat here. It won't be very deep, really depends on your chair pedal height. We're just going to go 4 more, and 3, and 2, so we're just bending through the knees, and 1. Now hold the pedal slightly down, lift the heels, lower the heels, and I'm banking. I forgot to tell you what my spring load was. I have 1 black on a 2 for my warm-up. Inhale and exhale. Let's go 3 more, just warming up those toes. 2 more. Now hold in that lift, little pulse, 5, 4, 3, 2. Trying to keep your balance, remove your hands, find the handles, rise up, and give me a little extension. Come back to center, lower the heels. So let's go singles. Squat, releve, grow tall, little extension, and center again. Squat, releve, lengthen tall, open it up, and center and lower. Let's reverse that. Rise up tall, extend back, hinge forward, sneak your hands down, lower the heels, bend, and then releve up again. Come tall, open, bring it to neutral, lower the heels, come down, press your hands into your chair, push your booty away, drop down into your chest line. So on this one, give a little poodle wag. If you're a bit tight, come to your elbows and wiggle here, a little less of a lever length. If it feels okay, you can back that booty up and just wiggle your tailbone from left to right. If it feels good, look to your hip as you bring it around the corner. Inhale. Exhale, get a little bigger if it feels good, and let's go sexy cat if it's in your practice. So I pull into lateral, I roll up into flexion, I pull into the opposite side lateral, and then down into my armpits. Let's go one more time, and then circle in reverse. Lateral to flexion to lateral to extension. One more time, all the way around. Bend the knees, let your tailbone drop, let your arms drop, gorilla, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, roll it to tall. Give a little wiggle at the top here, and then we're going to do side standing cat series. So I'm just to the back of my chair. I'm going to reach it up, come around the corner. As I come around the corner, I'm finding my hand reaching on my pedal, and I'm going to press it down. My legs are going to stay equally bent or straight, and then without shifting, I'm just going to rotate to the sky, and then bring it back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Control your pedal. Inhale up, exhale down. Bend those knees, control the pedal as it comes up, and lengthen all the way up. Roll the shoulders. Excuse me. Let's come to the other side. So you're just off the very back end, but you're in tight to the platform on your chair. Reach it up, come around the corner. That hand goes to the pedal. We're going to exhale, press it down to where you feel comfortable. Keep ASIs facing forward as you rotate the thoracic and the cervical to the sky, and then bring it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. If you need to bend the knees, you can. Inhale, open. Exhale down, and give me one more. Inhale, open. Exhale down, bend the knees, control the pedal as it comes up, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to roll it up. Give me a big inhale as we open. Exhale, hands down, center heart, little wiggle there, and come back into that front position. So from here, we're going to pull that pedal down. It's quite light. And I want you to come up on the ball of foot. So we do want those feet warmed up through the ankles quite a bit here for some of our standing work. So holding nice and long. If you don't have handles and you're a little worried about your balance, you can put a little mini roller up here or hold a pole, right? If you need to, go ahead and lower and lift. So we're just doing some straight releves. I'm in parallel, open as comfortable. I'm about sits bones. One more time, pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower. Heels together, toes apart. Small little Pilates V, and let's lower and lift. So I am keeping my neutral curves here. So I don't want to tuck my tailbone and flatten my back. I want to think of the functional movement that I use every day from life to life movements, and I want to enjoy those natural curves. Don't try and run away from them. Go ahead. So we're finding our natural neutral. Pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. And then toes together, heels apart. Again, tailbone heavy. So a small internal rotation. Lift and lower. Inhale and exhale. Again, trying to use the handles as little as possible so that you are finding the movement into the calf or the gastroc individually. One more time and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go back to neutral. Spin it to parallel, and then just bring your hands down to your chair top. I'm just going to press my heels off the back, getting a little bit of prancing here. Inhale, exhale. Spend a little extra time dropping that off to get a stretch. Watch you're not hyperextending the back of the leg. And again, my spine is in a fairly neutral position through the pelvis right up to the top of the head. From here, grab it nice and heavy. Now, if you've got a light chair, you're going to be really careful with this. I'm going to drop through my heels and just lengthen out the back. Big inhale here.
Bend the knees quite deep so they come in towards the chair. Walk your fingers towards you. Lengthen all the way up.
And on this one, we're just going to extend and open. Big breath here. Pull all the way to straight, hinge at your hips, bring the hands down, drop the heels, grab that front of your chair, stretch it out. And if this feels good, you can add a poodle wag. If the heels down there is too difficult, lift them up for your poodle wag. Just kind of listen to what your body's asking you to do. Wiggle that tailbone from left to right. And then stay here, bend those knees, the heels will naturally come up. I'm going to rise up so I'm nice and tall. I'm in a big rounded spine, and I'm going to lengthen all the way up past my neutral into that beautiful extension again. And then come back to neutral and lower the heels just a little bit. Now keeping control of the ball of foot, step off with one foot. We're just going to find some balance. So I'm sits bones difference, really focusing on rib, rib, hip, hip, square. And I'm going to bring this foot pedal up slightly. Again, watch you're not hyperextended on your standing leg. And then using the movement of that pedal, again, I have one block on a 2. I'm just going to go to my pedal pumps. Inhale, exhale. So single leg, ball of foot. Hips are staying square. Tendency here is to lift the hip of the moving leg and have it elevated so your pelvis is not neutral. It's kind of shifted with a hip hike. Really make sure you're centering. Find 90 degrees or halfway down. Pulse it. 5, 4. If you need to hold on, it's with the opposite hand as leg. 4, 3, 2, push your pedal all the way down, give a lateral rotation, and then laterally rotate on your standing leg. Notice as you laterally rotate, the whole pelvis wants to go that way. ASI is to the front, hip open, rib, rib, hip, hip, square, and lift and lower. Open up your foot to the floor, try not to clench your toes. Zipper those abdominals gently and find your breath. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. One more time. Try not to bang the bottom on the floor. And now pulse it down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Push the pedal all the way down with control. Spiral that open. Come on top and just play here a little bit. Find it nice and tall. Stay on the high releve. Opposite foot goes to the ground. Square it off. And now bring the pedal just an inch or 2 off, finding your hover. And then lift lower. So again, slight bend in the standing leg, or straight with connection through the glute, but not a hyperextension. Nice and tall. As this leg comes up, really watching that the pelvis does not lift with it, and your feet are open and relaxed on the floor. Let's go 3 more. And 3, and 2. I have a noisy chair today. And 1. Let's pulse it halfway down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it all the way down quietly. Laterally rotate both legs. Notice again your pelvis wants to spin. Keep it facing straight forward to the chair. And then lift and lower. So in the lateral rotation, your hip will invite more mobility than it would in parallel without moving through the back. And that's perfectly normal. If you can get it coming up nice and high, do so. And let's hold it halfway down and add our pedal pumps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it all the way down. Spiral back to neutral. Just come on top. And again, just give that really nice, slow little prance off the back. Inhale, exhale, and then step it off carefully. Control the pedal up. It's not super heavy, but just control that pedal up. So we're going to go into a little bit of extension work now that we've got that spine and those legs warmed up a little bit. So I'm on this side. I'm going to keep, again, 1 black on a 2. I actually have 1 black on a 1. I'm going to pop it up a little bit. You can get away with 1 black on a 2 or a 1 quite easily. Just kind of listen to your body. From here, I'm going to find a lateral rotation of knee, hip, ankle. Come with my pubic bone in towards the chair, and then I'm going to push that pedal all the way down. So right away, if it feels like it's going to bounce you, it's too much weight load. If it's not giving you any love, it's too little. And then I'm going to have to be aware of how much of my upper body is forward versus how much is back. That's going to come down to your body lengths and your strength here. So I'm going to have my hands to the side, shoulders drawn down in the back pockets, more pressure in ring finger, baby finger, and my legs are reaching out laterally rotated. From here, take an inhale, and let's pull up into our swan. Nice strong inhale. And exhale, lengthen down. So I'm going to smidge back again. Let's go inhale up. Exhale long. Lengthen it up. Lengthen it long. So the glutes are squeezing gently. The legs are reaching away and energized. The knee is straight. And I'm opening my chest as I float. Now glide up and look one direction. Don't let your shoulders shrug. and bring it down. And then glide up and look the other direction. Pull those abs in, glide it down. Glider 2, I'm gonna look to the right, but bend my left foot in towards my booty, and then lengthen out. And if you have McPhee back, don't do that one. And then glide the other side, lengthen it down. And this time, if doable, both heels are gonna come together. Feel that they're fairly symmetrical in that, and then lift the heart. Nice strong inhale here. Exhale, glide it through, and then let that pedal come off as you sneak off the backside and just pedal into the feet a little bit, just a little opener. Now, if the back needs a rounding, tuck and drop and give me a nice rounding, and then we're going to stay down here, and we're just going to get some movement into our hips a little deeper because we're going to go up on that chair right away. So if the knees, hips, ankles don't go here, I want you up here, wiggling. If you can get down there, down you go. And I'm also going to start to warm up my hands. So I've got my fist to the floor, and then I'm opening my palm to the floor, warming up my wrists a little bit more. Maybe I'll turn my fingertips towards me. Inhale, exhale. So there's a lot of more advanced movements in Pilates, especially in chair, that do have the hands connected to the pedal in some form or another, or to the tabletop. Go ahead and press it out. Push those hips away. Give me a nice long stretch here, a little no in your neckline. And then bend the knees, drag those hands off, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to peel, come to tall, give a little wiggle jiggle, and we're going to change that weight load. So we're going into standing on the very top of the chair. So we want to give our body some support. Grab your spring load. I'm going to go 1 black on a 3, 1 black on a 2. I'm about 5'7", 140 pounds. If when you go on the chair, it feels like it's literally going to catapult you across the room, less load. If it feels like you can't get the bar to come up or the pedal to come up without kind of jumping, give yourself more load. So from there, please don't stand right underneath the pedal to pull it down. You'll squish your feet. Bring that down with power. Step on top, and up you go. So from here, we're going to find ourselves in parallel sets. I'll do the first set facing this way, and then I'll do the second set facing on, so you can kind of get an idea of knee, hip, ankle alignment. Hands are on. I'm going to take this leg straight back and put the ball of foot on. So I am sits bones. Push the pedal down, and then without a big flexion, I'm not going way down deep, I'm going to bring my chest fairly high up. I might add a small tuck of the tailbone. Don't take yourself out of neutral. Make sure your neutral's existing, but small tuck just to support that. And then I'm going to do a little ankle strengthener here. I'm just going to push down with the ball of my foot on that pedal. The knee is not bending and straightening. The ankle is working by pushing away. If you're able to take your hands off and not lose that balance and find that rib hip check, looking straight forward, go ahead. 4 and 3. Exhale, 2. Now keep that foot reaching away. Get strong in that foot. Lower it down almost to the bottom. Don't bang it. And then lift up, squeezing your top glute. Inhale, exhale. So tendency here will be to put a lot of pressure into the hands and basically use your arms to push up. Should barely feel the arms, or genie the arms, no arms at all. I like to put my free hand opposite the leg that's in front on the rib hip and make sure I'm not reaching with my back leg. Then if I look at this knee, it can be slightly over the toe, that's perfectly fine. And I want the side of the knee lining up with my pinky baby toe. Now I'm going to stay down here, lean forward a little bit. So as I lean forward, I send my booty back and I'm going to pull in my back leg. Woo! Stay low. 5, 4, breathing. 3, 2, 1, keep that leg long. Let's do combo. Come up, go down, pedal pump in, push it down. 4 more. Up, down, pedal pump in, and down. Let's go for 3. Pedal pump, and 2. Pedal pump. Last one. You're almost there. Pedal pump. Leave the leg down there. Reach the arms. Fingertips down if you need them. And we're going to pike the hips up. Try and lean the weight back into the booty so you feel the glute connect instead of leaning forward with the knee. Let's go 3 more. Pike those hips. 2 more. Exhale and way up. 1. Lower the pedal. Bring your chest up. Press into that leg. Now right here, when you go to remove the leg, rib hip check on the opposite side. Bring it up. Stand tall. I'm going to hit my roof. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on out of that. Oh, hello legs. Give those a little wiggle.
Other side. You have a dumbass side, just honor it, see how it works for you. Go ahead and place the ball of the foot. So I'm going to change my chair so you can kind of see a different angle here. So go ahead and come on up there. From here, on sits bones, I'm going to take that foot back, ball of foot goes on, I'm going to lower it down just part way, and then get my chest up, finding natural neutral. Tendency is to be swayed, so greater trochanter pushing out, knee going funky, this hip dropping. What I want to do is get this sit bone and hip in line, pull up a bit on this rib hip check, and get in connected with that hip flexor. Inhale down, exhale. Oh, sorry, let's start the ankle. Ankle movement first, flex it, point it. So the torso itself is not moving, trying to keep this nice and stable. If I made a little line across from my hip to rib, there'd be no movement as the ankle is moving. So all this is stable. My only joints moving are in the foot. 3 more and the ankle. 2 more. And 1. Now keep that foot pointing away. Lower, lift. Now someone who's got a shorter chair with a shorter pedal, you don't get much rest period. So anytime you need a little rest, go ahead and take it. Try and lean your body weight back a bit instead of driving the weight forward over top of the knee. Go 2 more. And 1. Stay fairly deep, about 90 degrees, lean forward in the chest. Now that was neutral lean, not a rounded lean, and then pull your back knee in and out. So if you notice, this knee is over the baby toe. It is going a little over top of my big toe, forward direction, and this knee is coming in strong. Watch it's not knocking to the inside. Go 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg down there, stand tall. We've got 5 of our combos. Lower, pull in, press away, tall. 4 more. Tall. 3 more. Pull. Down, tall. Last 2. Keep it powerful, guys. We got 1 last one. Down, in. We're going for those little pikes. So go down, put the fingertips down. Now, if you can't reach down there, you can put your hands here, right? It's a rounded spine, and then I'm going to lift the hips up as I pike. If you don't need the fingers on, fold them to close, find your balance. 3, 2, 1. Press it down, bring that chest up. Push into that front leg. Try not to use your hands. Hip, rib, stay square. We tend to hike. Keep it square. Pulse it up. 5, 4. Hopefully my head is still in the screen. If not, I'm here. 3, 2, 1, and come out of there. Hello, legs. Go ahead and use that pedal. Bring yourself down carefully. Remember, it's a lot of load now, so when you let it go up, control. Don't get your hand in the way of the pedal. And bring that little baby up. Beautiful. So I'm just going to spin this back around. And we're going to get into a little bit of plank push-up-ish. I'll do this first one facing straight on, and then I'll do the second one turned again. So I'm going to go back. We're getting into the chest a bit here. Give the legs a little break. I'm going to go 1 block on a 2. Take the other spring off. And I'm just going to kind of push that with my arm. Kind of side. Can I control that in a plank position? From there, I'm going to step it back. I might have to move my chair forward because I'm going to hit my wall. Is that still in the screen? It is. So when I think of a push-up, I want to line it up first. Imagine that the pedal is coming down so that I've got that nice strong push-up. I don't want to go narrow grip. I am wide. And then I can choose from the knees, or I can be in full plank. I'll graduate it up as we go. So I'm going to start on the knees. Abs are engaged. I'm now going to have a slightly supported spine. So instead of saying neutral, I like planking slightly supported. So I'm going to pull that pedal down. Now if I'm too close to the pedal with my knee setup, I will rotate. So you want to be nice and square. So from here, I'm going to sneak that hand forward, and I can either be at 90 degrees at the knees and the hip, or pulled forward into a modified, or I can be on my toes. I'm going to start here. I'm going to lift my pedal, lower my pedal. As I lift and lower, I'm really working hard at only letting the shoulder and elbow and wrist have mobility, and my pelvis and my torso are staying straight on to the floor. Let's go 2 more, and 1. Now keep the pedal down. I'm going to do a push-up, press away, 1 pedal pump. Now if it feels good, curl your toes, up you come. 1 pedal pump, and I like my push-ups with knees down, so I'm going to drop them and do a push-up. Knees come up, 1 pedal pump, down. I'm dropping my knees for the push-up. 2 more, knees up, 1, down, and push-up. 1 more time, pedal pump, down, and push up. Now stay in the plank, stay strong. I've widened my legs a little bit, and in this up position, I'm going to do 5 more pedal pumps. 5, 4, I've brought my knees off. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. Bring this hand in so you can control that pedal up, and then come on off there. Hands on the ground, lift the hips, and let's just do a little down dog or a little elephant. Inhale, exhale. We're going to walk our hands to our feet in 4, 3. Bend as you need to on 2 and 1. And then I'm just going to grab my little pad, and I'm going to curl all the way up. Roll those shoulders. So I'm just going to change the angle on the chair so you can see a little bit more of where the spine is going onto this movement. Other side, other hand on top. So again, I'm going to take the time to line it up, and I can either be 90 degrees, knee, hip, ankle, pedal pumps here. I can move the knees back a little bit, and then I wouldn't have to move the pad anywhere. All I'll end up doing is curling the toes. So if you're too close into the chair, you're going to twist really quickly on this one. You do have to find that happy medium of placement. So first hand is down strong, shoulders down, anchor it. This hand's going to pull that pedal down. Again, if you can't control this pedal, decrease your load. So here I'm in neutral. If I want to work a smidgen harder, I'm going to push my hands forward or my legs back, find supported spine, and come forward into that. I've also uncurled the toes, but when I go to do the full one, I'll obviously curl the toes under. Shift the shoulders down. Let's find that pedal pump. So the closer your knees are together to each other, the smaller your base of support, the harder the movement would be. So if this is difficult to stabilize and your hip is tending to pop up, widen your knees out on the floor. Go 2 more, control your pedal, and 1. Now keep the pedal down. Let's give 1 solid push up. I'm going to curl my toes and a pedal pump. Knees down, push up, and pedal pump. If you don't want to put the knees down, you don't have to. Whoops, pedal pump. So left is my weaker, and I'm having a harder time controlling my pedal from popping. Push up, keep it controlled, and pedal pump. 2 more, push up, toes curled, pedal pump. 1 more, guys. Push up, and pedal pump. Now stay here. Widen if you feel unsupported or wiggly. Harder, feet in closer, and just the pedal pumps for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees. Slowly control that pedal up. Bring your hands down, walk them in, find them strong. Up we go. Give a few little wiggles here. Inhale, exhale. Walk your hands to your feet in 4, 3. I'm just going to toss that little pad off. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Articulate the spine, give me an opener. That was forward chest. Let's open it. Hands down, center, heart. So I do want to stretch that chest line a little bit. I'm just going to use my handles, grab them, move my feet back in towards my chair pedal, and then just float my chest out. Here I'm just going to sort of look from left to right. Maybe I'll come up and down. I want to breathe as big as I can into my intercostal muscles. I want to relax off that chest line and try and open that up. Inhale, exhale here. 1 more little breath. Pike your hips back, step forward with 1 foot, and just let the arms come out in a nice little movement from side to side. Shake that baby out. So let's get into the triceps. Let's go. We work the front. Now let's get to the back. So really important when you're working muscle groups, you work your opposers, front and back. In order to get the range of motion, we need to stretch, but then we also need to make sure that we add the weight load and the intensity to it so that we strengthen the joint as well as just work the joint in length or openers. I have 1 black on a 2. I'm going to put 2 blacks on, both on the 2s. Now, if it feels too much, you might need to drop 1 down. If you need more support on the triceps when we start that part of the exercise, you might need to bring the load up. You'll know. You just won't be able to control the pedal. So I'm going to sit in nice and tight. My hands to start with are on the top of the panel. I'm going to walk my feet forward. I'm going to send my booty down, so I'm actually sitting on my chair. It's giving me enough love that if I totally let go, I would collapse, but enough that it's got some support. My hands are going to go on. What will happen is the elbows will like to veer out to the side. I want to keep them kind of tucked in, and then that shoulder right now is internally rotating and it's coming forward in medial. I want to open it and drop it, open and back. So see if you can get that set up. My feet are sits bones, and I'm just going to keep my elbows anchored to my handles. If I don't have handles, I just want to imagine my elbows staying back there, because this is what will happen. They'll move with you and you'll miss the anterior deltoid stretch. So I want to keep it there and only go as far as I feel that stretch through the front of the shoulder girdle. My spine is neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And I have enough weight load on that I'm warming up the triceps gently, but it's more about the stretch in the mobility. Let's go 2 more, and 1. Now stay in the up, walk the feet forward, straighten out the legs, let the chair go up, and hinge your body weight off that. So now I've walked forward. Now if this is difficult, bend the knees, and now I'm going to dip into the tricep. So it's down and up. So little tricep dips here. If this is difficult, you can bring the feet in tighter and give yourself more support. If it's not too bad, straighten the legs. Don't move your body away. It's a deeper stretch in the deltoid then. The body's going down and up. And you just need to clear that chair pedal. Let's go 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Walk your feet back and then bring it up to tall. So we're going to continue with that little bit of tricep. If you do not have handles, I just want you to continue in that same exercise, do it a second time. Otherwise, staying with your spring load, ride it like an elevator, come on to the top. Hands are going on the handles. My heels are going to step forward and then forward, and then try to take those hips that are pushing back, pull them forward so your body's in a long straight line, and then I'm going to dip into those nasty triceps now. Inhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it off, give it a little wiggle. And then we're going to add a marching action to this. So again, if you're staying down here, you can still do it if you don't have handles, right? I'm going to go down, march, down, march. If I've got my handles, up I come. 1 heel on, other heel on, hips forward, shoulders down, and I'm going to go down, march, down, alternate. 5, 4, we have to go for 6, right? 3, otherwise we'll be uneven. 2, 1 more in each, 1, last one. Foot goes back, woo, off you come carefully. Give a little wiggle in the arms. So that was a good hello on chest and then triceps, and a nice stretch through the shoulder girdle. Let's go back to our extension work, but go neutral and work prone extension 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to go to 1 black on a 2 again. Need more support, go ahead and put it on. Staying in parallel this time. Now if you've got a miffy back, turn it out. Still really miffy, bend the knees, perfectly fine. And then I'm going to come forward, push that pedal down. So the pedal wants to give me some love, but it doesn't want to do it for me. So you really got to figure out your body weight, body proportions, and what you need to use. Bend your knees in towards your heels in towards your glutes. Find parallel. So I'm not turned out, I'm parallel. They're going to actively reach away, sneak my shoulders into my back pockets. Biggest mistake I see people make here is they get this massive flexion happening in the wrist, and they get very sore. Put more pressure into ring finger, baby finger, and reach your hands down. So they're long, they're not here, they're long. Shoulders are down, and I'm gonna stay neutral. So from here, I'm just gonna continue with that little tricep. Inhale, exhale. What happens here is we kind of drop, or we extend up. I'm neutral. Just as if I was standing, I just happen to be against gravity, which works my extensors quite lovely. If your legs are dripping, squeeze the glutes, actively reach. Don't lift, reach. Let's go 2 more. 1. Now keep the pedal reaching. Take your one arm, reach it down beside you, but keep it lifted. Pedal with 1. Here's where the body starts to want to rotate and twist. Keep it long. Notice if you're falling forward, pull in those abs, turn those back extensors on. Head is in line with the rest of the spine. Go 2 more. And 1. Hold the pedal part way down. Sneak forward with the other hand. Shoulder down and away. Watch you're not hyperextending the elbow. Reach the arm and pedal pumps. 5. 4. Draw those abs in. 3. Turn on those back extensors. 2. 1. Both hands on and just press back and wiggle off for a moment. So stay here and just dangle them to a rounded. Let your knees just sort of drop. Your tailbone, instead of being neutral, is now dropping. So you're getting a tiny bit of flexion happening there. We're just finding a couple of inhales, exhales. Forward breathing on the chair. And then we're going to add a prone extension. 1, 2, and 3 will definitely be optional. It's adding rotation to extension, which can be very questionable in some people's spines. So be very mindful. If you don't like it, just simply don't do it. So we're going to wiggle back on there. It's never graceful. Just wiggle on as best you can. Find yourself nice and long. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to put it into my forehead. My elbow is open, my shoulders are down, my pedal is slightly off. From here, I'm not moving this pedal. I'm just going to rotate open to you. Notice how the whole pelvis wants to rotate. Keep this hip anchored down. Rotate the rib cage. Bring it back with the ribs. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Prone extension. 1. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, exhale. Sneak this hand on. Drop your shoulder. Wiggle that spine. Make any adjustments that you need to. Hand into the forehead. Rotate and down. Don't lift up. Just rotate. We will add a lift. That's prone rotation 2. Go 2 more. And down. And 1. And down. And then go ahead and come off for a brief moment. Take yourself into your forward fold if you want to. Take a couple cycles of breath. And then I'm going to show you the next one that we're going to go into, which is our prone extension 2. So from here, nice and long, and now I'm going to add a little lateral rotation to the party so that I can lift a little higher. I'm going to hover, put my hand into my forehead, rotate, and then all I'm going to do is salute the arm. Bring the salute back in, derotate. Just one more like this. Rotate, salute, bring it back in, and derotate. Now, exact same thing, but we're going to add an extension. If you're not sure, watch first. Rotate. As I salute, I'm going to lengthen. Come back down, derotate. 2 more of whatever works for you. Lengthen, bring it down, derotate. One more time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Switch sides. Wiggle off the shoulders. You might need to reset slightly. Control the scap. Hand into the forehead. Rotate, salute, don't lift up. Bring your salute back, derotate. One more time. Rotate, salute, pedal is hovering, derotate, and back. Now add the second one if you want. Rotate. As you salute, extend. Bring it down. Derotate. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Rotate. Extension. Come down. Center. Release. Sometimes the handle's getting a little bit of weight of that extension, so if it bothered you, you're welcome to take the handles off. There's just not a lot of exercises I'm taking it off for today, so it's one less thing to transition. Wiggle those shoulders, and we're going to turn it into a little bit of ab work, leading into teaser and side sit-up, 2 teaser. I like 1 black on a 2, that's where we are. This is a real balance game. Just listen to where your shoulders go and how wide your chair is. So from here, I'm going to handle the edges here. Now, if I have a hard time with my feet dangling, I have any disconnect in the lower back, I could nicely, and I'm just going to quickly come around here. Just ignore that bang. If I had a box, or if I was doing this in front of my reformer, if I had a reformer and like a tower type of thing, I could put my feet on it. That way, when I go into the scoop, I have a bit more of an anchor point, a bit more stability point. You don't have to choose that. I'm sitting quite far forward. As I exhale, I'm going to scoop and get my lower back down towards that box and then slowly come up. Now, you can move back a little bit if you've got handles. Scoop and use your handles here. Inhale up, and the arms just reach back as you come tall. You will notice as you do this, you start to move backwards on the chair. Every once in a while, you'll just have to scoot your bum forward. Inhale, exhale, squish the grape out of your lower back, look through, find that nice rounded spine, and then lengthen to come up. One more time, scoop, roll off your sits bones, squish the grape underneath your lower back, big inhale, stay here. Exhale, bring it up. I'm going to sneak forward, I'm going to add on to that, I'm going to add on marching, and then I'm going to add on toe taps, and you can sort of decide, I got the hiccups, you can decide where you want to go from there. So again, I'm perched pretty far forward, I'm going to scoop, I'm going to flatten that air out from my lower back, so now I am not neutral at all, and then I'm going to start my marching. Now my hands are on, but I'm not like, right, I'm trying not to death grip. If I'm okay, I will have both legs off as I'm doing this. If that's not okay, I can touch my legs down slightly. Exhale, inhale. I'm looking to my pubic bone. I'm pulling from my pubic bone to my belly button to my rib cage, rounding and pulling those abs up and in. I'm not pushing out. Go one more time. And then teeter-totter up. Open the chest. Give a little beach pose here. Wiggle those shoulders. If your recovery is more forward flexion, go ahead. I'm going to open. So my movement is flexion. My recovery, I like to be in opposition to that, which for me is extending out. If I was really getting picky, I'd also drop those hips down and open up the hip flexors, right? Just listen to where your body needs to go on your resets. Resets are your own personals. So again, I'm going to scoop, I'm going to flatten, I'm going to find those hands there. And now I'm going to start with the feet up. Now, if you were in a nice challenging spot with the marching, go back to marching or feet down. And now I'm going to toe tap and up and toe tap and up. If you feel any massive deviation happening between your ribs and your ASIS, maybe don't touch the floor. Let's go 2 more. 1 more in each. Exhale down, inhale up. Last one, exhale down, inhale up, and then teeter-totter all the way to tall. Again, beach pose, legs open, everything that just tightened up. We just want to kind of open that up. And then I'm going to show you a modification for the teaser, and then I'm going to use the pedal and do the full teaser. So if you kind of look at the full teaser and go, yep, gonna do it, go ahead. Really find the happy balance of the weight load. If you don't like the full one, stay with the modified or anything that we just did. So again, I'm perched. I'm gonna scoop, grab my handles, deepen that scoop, bring the legs up, and then I can start them full in teaser. From here, I'm gonna lift and lower. So I could lift and pull in if it's too heavy, right? I can play with that. Exhale, inhale. My spine, even on the high point, the lumbar is still in flexion, a gentle flexion or supported movement. And then I'm lengthening the thoracic, but not finding extension. Now, if that feels really good, continue with it. Otherwise, take a peek and I'll show you the chair option. So here's where the opening of the shoulders, it's either a make or break. You either have the flexibility in the shoulders or you need to work on it. My hands are as wide as my pedal will go. I can go in or I can go out. If I'm going out, don't jam and hyperextend. I'm going to stay open. I'm going to find myself perched, get a little bit of supported spine, knee fold one, knee fold the other. So first thing I want to do is find here, can I balance it? Can I lower the legs and the arms at the same time a little bit without arching to get it down there, so I'm not arching and throwing? Can I deepen my C as I push it down and come up? If I can, I will start to send the legs out. Now I'm too far this way towards my legs, and I'm finding I can't get my legs down. So I'm going to back it up a little bit so that I can reach the legs. There it is. And then I can counterbalance nicer. So if you're able to, the vision's up. I'm going to exhale up. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. So any variation that we've been playing with, you go right ahead. We're going to do 5 more of what you're choosing. Exhale, inhale. Squeeze those thighs. Exhale, inhale. 3 more. Exhale, inhale. 2 more. No momentum. Don't ride that spring. Last one. And down. Bending the legs and gently coming off. Lovely. So on this one, I'm just going to move that box right out of the way. I'm going to turn my knees, I'll turn this way to start with. Turn my knees to the very bitter end and then take my foot on behind. So I'm going to turn. So you're kind of seeing this. I'm going to turn. Perched. This leg is over. Grab your foot. Shoelace on, drop the knee off, and then I'm tucking the tailbone, and I'm getting into rec fem as a hip flexor, and then if I just kind of press the knee down, I'm getting into the hip flexors as well. So I'm just going to kind of press back and forth very subtly. Inhale, exhale as we sort of deepen into that, stretch a little bit. Let the leg come off and go to the other side. So I know a lot of people they stretch at the very beginning and then they stretch at the very end. I like to release off the muscle groups as I go. If I've tightened up the hip flexor, I want to release that before I go on to the next exercise. It's not a massive release, but enough that it's not actually stopping me from doing the next exercise, right? So you'll notice that I will work a set of muscles and then I'll give them a little love, a little release, a chance to reset, and then I'll continue with the next set of muscles. Inhale and open. Exhale and tuck. Let's go 2 more. And last one. And then gently let that leg come all the way down. So I'm going to reset this chair one more time. I'm going to use the handles as a stability point, and I'm not going to remove them. Some people do remove them from this. I like them on, and I will start with, I just have to think about where I'm going here. I will start with myself super close to the handrail. When I lie down, my bottom hand is going to push that. So again, still have 1 block on a 2. If I feel that that's bouncing me up and I can't control the upper torso, I need to decrease. But remember, as you decrease, you're making it hard on your core, right? One for the other. The hand can go here. I really need to find where my greater trochanter and my hips are going to be, because I need to be able to roll them back and have somewhere for them to go without falling off. So here I'm going to lower the legs, and I could do bent leg. I'll show you modified first. I could tilt forward, come right onto the greater trochanter, and we're nice and long. And then I'm going to tuck and I'm going to curl and come off. Again, this hand doesn't have to touch, right? So I'm going to lengthen. So that's where we're going. So figure out where your spine needs to be, go there. Watch you're not here in flexion already, especially on the neck. Push that down, lengthen your spine. My pedal is slightly off. Knees can be bent here. And I'm just going to do a little lateral flexion. So I'm bringing my ribs closer to my hips. Again, this is where I like the handle, because if I'm a little bit off balance, I'm not going to fall and land my face onto the floor. I've done it. It's not fun. So ribs closer to hips, ribs away from hips. So I'm crunching the obliques and then bringing them to neutral. Go 2 more. And go 1 more. Now lengthen them into neutral. Again, knees can be bent, and I'm going to scoop. As I bring my ribs and hips closer together, it'll roll me up. And then I'm going to see if I can find my balance point. Ta-da! And then I'm going to reach. So if I'm okay with this, I'm going to stretch it to long and lie long, controlling my chair. Arm up here, harder. Scoop, 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 scoop. Squeeze those legs. Inhale, keep. Exhale, scoop, 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 scoop. Push the pedal down and lengthen. Arm comes above. Scoop the abdominals and reach. If you can't get the arm above, don't. I'm going to scoop, press that arm away as I reach my legs away. And 1 more time. Scoop, rib, hip of the top meets first, then the bottom joins the party. And then we're going to scoop, and we're going to lengthen, and then grab that handle, gently bring it off. Whoo. I'm going to face the other way. I'm going to turn this way. So now you're seeing a different angle on the exercise. Kind of helps sometimes to see it different angled. So I'm going to come on, and this side is different than my other side. All of us have a left and right quite different, especially in lateral patterns. So I'm going to come on and just figure out where I need to be in coordination to the front of my chair so that I have enough room to roll without rolling off. So that's what I like about the handles, right? It traps me in. Shoulders down. Watch for this elbow being hyperextended. Soft shoulder, right? Hand can hold. And we just want to practice 1 or 2 lifts. See if you're happy with the position. Notice each time this shoulder is going to come forward gently to assist me up, and then it's going to push and open, and then my spine is going to follow that, and then I'm right on the greater trochanter. So let's stay here. Watch you're not on the bottom. So if you have a smaller pedal, you have to have this elbow bent slightly. I'm straight, and I'm just going to do that lateral flexion. Ribs come closer to hips, ribs will move away from hips. My body is hopefully looking like it's between 2 planes of glass. I am looking forward, and I am breathing out as I work the obliques on the top side. Let's go 4, internal and external working together. 3, exhale 2, come back to neutral each time, and 1. Now keep it down, bend the knees if you need to, use your handle if you need to, scoop. So my first one I'm modifying, I'm keeping it bent. Right here, watch that hyperextender of the elbow, and then press, come all the way into long. If it feels good, arm reaches, legs reach, scoop off your sits bones. So you're going to see me here, connect the rib hip, turning into a pike. The shoulder will slightly roll forward, and then I'm coming up. Squeeze those legs together. And then exhale, roll it down. Hand reaching is harder. It's heavier. Scoop the abdominals. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, keep. Exhale, roll it down. When you get to the top position, try and get both sits bones not down, but equal weight load. My sits bones actually are not quite down. It's kind of the top part of the butt cheek. And then roll it. We've got one more, guys. Exhale, scoop, scoop, scoop. Control that pedal. Squeeze those thighs. Big breath. Exhale, bring it all the way back down, and then slowly use that pedal to bring that nastiness all the way out. Ooh, those are nice. That'll get you. Rotate that back. Lovely. So we're going to go into a little bit of hamstring. We're going to do this one on the ground. I'm not 100% sure my chair is not going to slide, so I'm going to move my chair to the wall. I often put sliders on my equipment so I can move everything forward and backwards without killing myself. Welcome to age. And welcome just longevity of life, right? Don't do what's not necessary. Do what you need to do. So the pedal's pretty hard to hold down, yet it's hard to hold up. This one's a game. We're working into hamstrings and glutes. 1 black on a 2 is nice. I'm going to keep that. Again, if you can't pull the pedal down, you've got too much on. If you can't control the pedal down, you have too little on. It's a game, right? And so I'm going to bring myself down, pull myself in quite close initially, put kind of my heels, and then once I have my heels on, I'll kind of turn it more to arch, but I want to be able to pull that all the way down. So right now my ass is in the way, means I'm too close. So I'm going to back it up, find a neutral alignment, and now pull that down. So this helps me find my set position. I'm in sits bones difference, so from my sit bone to my heel, and if that pedal is jumping on you, too heavy. If it's really easy to keep down, it's not going to give you any love to come up. So it's a happy medium. So I'm finding rib-hip connection in neutral, and I'm going to let the pedal come to its tall, and then use my glute and ham and pull it down. So this is a fairly contracted position on the hamstring. We are going to lengthen it out. Exhale, pull down. Go 2 more, pedal pump up, little hamstring curl down. Now if your calves are killing you, you could put your heels on, right? Just watch that the pedal doesn't jump on you. If you point the toes and put the ball of foot on, your calf will work even harder. So heels are more forgiving on the posterior line.
then the toes. Now I started to cramp right away, so I've gone on my heels. Now I'm going to keep that pedal up part way, really get connection into one leg, bring this leg up and just hold. 5, so I'm trying to not let the pedal jump. 4, 3, no twisting. 2, 1, bring that heel on, keep it pulled down part way, and then up comes the other leg. 5, 4, squeeze the glute, hamstring. 3, holding an isometric. 2, 1, bring it down, foot down. Now push the pedal a little higher. Take the legs and just stretch them out, reach the arms, take a big breath, roll those ankles, and then we're going to bring the pedal up and hover it. Now if that's difficult, you will do this exact same sequence with the pedal down to the floor. So down to the floor is a little easier, hovering is a little harder, totally up to you. Neutral spine, try not to tuck aggressively. If the back is getting a little miffy, then go ahead into slightly supported spine. Otherwise we have heels on, and I'm going to pull that pedal just a little bit and float my spine up. Whoo! Glutes and hammies just turned on. Arms to the floor are an assister. Arms reaching, make it harder. And then I'm just going to reach the pedal up a bit and pull it down only as far as, and I'll show you, it doesn't suddenly go right? So you're keeping the hover. You're trying to find the hover. So press it out, pull it down. Hands and elbows and shoulders are a stabilizer, so slightly off is harder. Slightly above my head without popping my rib cage is even harder. It's not a huge movement, but we're hovering. 4 more, so lots of stabilization happening here. 3 more. 2 more. And 1. Pull the pedal, bring your hands down, pull the pedal all the way down, leave it there. Find strength here. Find strength. So I've brought my feet in a little closer, and now I'm going to march without letting the pedal lift. So if as you bring the leg off, it jumps on you, it's too heavy. Or focus and bring that leg off carefully while squeezing the glute and ham of the opposite leg. Arms are reaching, rib, rib, hip, hip, square. Inhale, exhale. Now let's go ahead and leave the left leg up there. Reach it, bring it up. Exhale, inhale. Arms can join the party here. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis, or slightly supported spine, whatever feels good. Let's go 2 more. And 1. Now reach this leg equal to the other thigh and pulse that ass cheek. Squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down. If you need to put the spine down briefly, go ahead. Otherwise, engage the bar, float up the other leg, and again, reach and bring it in. Now again, if this is tough, go to toe tap. If you're still having a little hard time or the back is getting a bit miffy or you don't feel stable, go a little lower. That's fair game. Let's go 4 more. 3. And you can point and flex the foot too. I find I get somewhat crampy in the feet, so I point flex. It alleviates that calf line a bit. Now holding here or equal to the other leg. Hip, hip, rib, rib, square. Pulse it up. 5, 4. Squeeze the butt. 3, 2, 1. Foot down. Peel the spine down and controlling with your foot, gently let your pedal go up. Stretch those legs long. Little recovery here. Roll those ankles, just kind of sway the feet, grab behind one leg, grab behind the other, and use that to roll yourself up. So a little bit awkward in this position. Hopefully you can reach it. Watch it doesn't slam down into your legs. You're just going to take, I'm going to put on a super light one. So I'm putting on 1 white on a 2, so the lightest that I can. If you don't have a super light load, just put it down to the very bottom on 1, and if it still feels like it's too much, just go without and just do spine stretch forward, no pedal. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to float my arms up, the hands come to my pedal, and then I round my spine. Inhale here, exhale, press it a little deeper. Inhale, exhale, press it a little deeper, so I'm in forward flexion. My lumbar spine is vertical to the earth, my thoracic and my cervical are rounded, and then I'm going to slowly control the pedal as I peel up. I don't want it to be a massive weight load. Inhale, exhale, cervical nod, elbows bend a bit, and I flex forward. Inhale, keep it. Exhale, go a bit deeper. Inhale, exhale a little deeper. Inhale,
Exhale all the way forward, lumbar spine vertical to the earth, and slowly peel that all the way to tall. Now, if you want a deeper hammy stretch, scooch back and do one without your pedal. Inhale, float. Exhale, cervical and thoracic. Inhale, float. Exhale, getting a little deeper, lumbar vertical to the earth. Inhale, float. Exhale, a little deeper. Now I'm going to leave the traditional movement, and I'm going to float all the way forward. I'm going to rock from left to right, getting into my hamstring. If I want deeper, I will bring my legs together, and I will rock left and right. Inhale, exhale here, you guys. Stretch out those little hammies. And then peel to tall. We're just going to come up in our elephant or down dog. Swing that around. Hands nice and strong. Curl those toes. Engage. Lift. Press into the hips. And I'm going to pot that floor here. Shoulders away from my ears. And then I'm going to walk my feet or my hands into each other, whichever order you want. Don't fingertip it. Bend the knees if you can't get the hand down. Now look through your legs, let it dangle, and then bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Slowly articulate up. Ooh, give some wiggle jiggles. And we have one last set of movements today, you guys. We're going to do some pikes. So I'm just going to grab that pedal. I'm going to pull that baby back out again. Now for pikes, I like either 2 blocks on the 2s, or 1 block on a 3, 1 block on a 2. Depends on how ambitious you're feeling. Also depends on your weight load, your lever length, right? There's just so much that we need to take into account when we're deciding weight load on springs. If I have a 6'4" client, so they're going to be 200 and something. They're going to be, just because of their size, of their height. And then I have a 5'5", and I give them the exact same weight load. I'm giving no support in a core exercise to the tall person, and I'm catapulting the small person. Same rule applies for tower, same rule applies for reformer. So one of the biggest mistakes I find that we can make, not a mistake, just a misunderstanding of how springs work as instructors. We really do need to make sure we understand how that spring load is affected by physiological proportions, etc. of a person. Short arms, long legs, short torso. Think of it. How does that change the dynamics when you're working on a piece of equipment? It changes it exponentially because you have maybe less body weight to push into the exercise. So you've got to really think about that. Tightness of certain muscle groups versus being open. People say, well, I'm not strong, I can't do that. Well, maybe that's not it. Maybe you don't have mobility in the joint that we're looking for in order to do the exercise. And that's why the authenticity of Pilates in staying true to working range of motion and eccentric connection and concentric movement, all of it needs to come together to effectively and effectively find functional range in a body. That's just my lecture on how I feel about Pilates and staying. You don't have to be straight jack traditional, but just know your equipment. If you're teaching, know your equipment. Drop your tailbone round and hollow your spine. We're doing pikes. Here's where you'll see sickling in the ankles. So they'll roll out on the baby toe. Try and only come as high as the big toe, second toe, third toe are staying strong. Lean forward a little bit. Now if it catapults me, it's too heavy and it's jumping me. If I can't even get it up without jumping, not enough love. From here, with a deeper contraction of rib to hip, and you can look to the floor if you feel you need to. I like to look to the knees. We're going to exhale, but some people get freaked out by that. We're going to exhale, lift those hips, close that pedal to the top if you can. Inhale, bring it down almost all the way, but not quite. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. We're coming up in 3. Little lift, hold. Little lift, hold, little lift, hold, and bring it almost all the way down. We got 3 more. Exhale, little lift, curl the spine. Exhale, curl it more. Exhale, right around it, get those hips up there. Bring it down. 2 more. Exhale, curl, push away, stay strong. Curl and curl and bring it down. Give me 1 more. Exhale, curl. Exhale, curl. Exhale, curl. Bring it down. Now right here, instead of being rounded, I'm now going to find neutral. So I've gone from rounded to neutral. And I'm just going to jackrabbit those nasty knees in. Try not to let it lower and lift this way. Hover and pump the knees in. 5. Might be slightly rounded. That's okay. 4. 3, 2, 1. Push it down. Release it off. Put your heels on because the calves just worked there. Come off those arms because those are tired from stabilizing. And the hamstrings got to stretch. But let's say you didn't get up as high as you wanted. Get a little extra stretch into the hammies. That will help you. Inhale, exhale. We're going to add one more. It's a unilateral. If you find it challenging, just ignore it. If you like it, join me. So go ahead, hands nice and strong. Shoulders down and away. Small supported spine or neutral. I like neutral. Lean forward enough. Use enough power in the abs to bring that up. Now I'm going to keep one foot super strong and pull the other knee in. So I'm going to do opposite pumping. Bicycle action. 5, 4, 3. Don't drop those hips. 2, 1. Stay here. Connect. And opposite. 5, 4, 3. Watch you're not leaning too far over your shoulders. 2, 1. Connect. And lower. Woo. Pot that chair. Bring yourself down to your elbows. A little bit of wiggle left and right, and there's an entire sequence of side laterals. We're not going to go those. We did the side teaser today. So remember, when you're kind of thinking about the design of a class or you're getting a workout in and you're wanting it to be a functional all over body, we want to stabilize, we want to extend, we want to flex, we want to laterally flex, and we want to rotate the spine. All of those, all of those. Slowly come all the way up. Control your pedal. It's heavy. Let it gently come up to the sky. Go ahead and wiggle those legs. Woo. Welcome to some chair. Let's take a nice big breath as we come up. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hands down, center heart. Let's go the other way. Open the clamshell, stretch it out. Bring it all the way around. So I will be doing a certification teacher training on the chair, and I'll have two different styles of chairs. There's many styles. I have two different that I'll bring in, split pedal and straight pedal. And I'll probably be looking at doing that in February 2025. So if you have some of your training or you want to start some of your training, give me a little contact. Either go to my website, www.mobilefitnessandpilates.com, or connect with me directly through the thread here. And let's touch base and get you teaching. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care, stay safe, keep moving.